Most people think the difference between rich and poor is obvious. The rich have nicer cars, bigger houses, better vacations, and bigger paychecks. The poor struggle because they do not earn enough, do not get lucky enough, or do not have the same opportunities. But that is not the whole story. A lot of wealth is built in ways nobody sees. It is built in quiet decisions. What people do with their time, what they choose not to buy, what they study when everyone else is distracted, and what they protect when nobody is watching. Poor money habits are often reactive. Something happens, and the money follows. A sale appears, a bill arrives, stress hits, and spending becomes automatic. But rich money habits are usually calmer. They protect their time. They think years ahead. They do not feel the need to show off. They learn boring money details, and they choose freedom over flexing. None of these things look dramatic in the moment, but over years, they create a completely different life. So in this video, I'm going to show you 5 quiet things the rich do that the poor do not. Not to judge anyone, but to show the habits that quietly separate people who stay trapped from people who slowly build options. And before we get into it, most of you watching these videos are not subscribed yet, so if you want more videos that help you build real wealth quietly, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Quiet thing number 1, they protect their time. This is one of the biggest differences between people who build wealth and people who stay stuck. Most people think money is the main resource, but rich people understand that time is even more important because money can come back. Time cannot. That is why they are careful with where their hours go. They automate bills so they do not waste mental energy every month. They avoid small distractions that steal entire evenings. They pay for convenience when it gives them back energy, focus, or peace. They say no to things that pull them away from what actually matters. This does not mean they waste money on everything. It means they ask a different question. Instead of only asking, "Can I afford this?" they ask, "Will this give me more time, more energy, or more freedom?" That question changes everything. Because if you spend all your time reacting, rushing, fixing, scrolling, stressing, and handling things at the last second, it becomes very hard to build anything long-term. Wealth needs space. Space to think, space to plan, space to learn, space to make better decisions. And rich people quietly protect that space before they protect their image. Quiet thing number 2, they think years ahead. Poor money decisions often happen in short time frames. This week, this month, this paycheck, this sale, this mood, this pressure. And when someone is stuck in survival mode, that makes sense. It is hard to think 10 years ahead when the next bill already feels heavy. But rich people train themselves to zoom out. They ask what a decision becomes later. If they invest this money, what could it become in 10 years? If they take on this payment, how long will it control their cash flow? If they upgrade their lifestyle today, what freedom are they delaying tomorrow? That long-term thinking changes the way they move. They do not chase every trend. They do not panic because one month looks bad. They do not abandon a good plan just because it feels boring for a while. They understand that wealth is usually not built by one exciting decision. It is built by small decisions that are allowed to compound for years. That is why patience is such a rich person's skill. Because when you think years ahead, you stop treating every dollar like it only matters today. You start seeing every dollar as something that can either disappear now or work for you later. And that is a completely different way to live. Quiet thing number 3, they do not show off. This is one of the quietest signs of real wealth. People who are trying to look rich often spend money so other people notice. The car, the clothes, the watch, the restaurants, the upgrades, the pictures online. The goal is not always comfort. Sometimes the goal is proof. Proof that they are doing well. Proof that they made it. Proof that they belong. But rich people often stop needing that proof. They understand that money spent on image is money that stops working. Every dollar used to impress someone is a dollar that cannot build freedom, buy assets, reduce stress, or create more options. That does not mean they never buy nice things. It means they do not need every purchase to announce their success. They can drive a normal car and still have a strong balance sheet. They can wear simple clothes and still own assets. They can live quietly and still be far ahead of people who look more successful from the outside. That is the difference. Poor money habits often chase attention. Rich money habits chase control. And once someone cares more about control than approval, their money starts moving very differently. Quiet thing number 4, they learn boring money stuff. This is one of the least exciting habits. but it creates a huge advantage over time. Rich people often pay attention to things most people avoid: taxes, interest rates, investing, insurance, debt, negotiation, cash flow, business models, compound growth. None of that sounds exciting at first, but these boring details quietly decide how much money you keep, how fast your money grows, and how many mistakes you avoid. Most people only learn about money after something goes wrong. They learn about interest after the credit card balance becomes painful. They learn about taxes after they owe more than expected. They learn about investing after years of letting cash sit still. Rich people try to learn before the mistake becomes expensive. They do not need to become experts in everything, but they understand enough to ask better questions, avoid bad deals, and recognize opportunities when they appear. That is the quiet edge. Knowledge compounds too. One small lesson about debt can save years of interest. One lesson about investing can change decades of returns. One lesson about taxes can keep more money working for your future. And before we move to the last point, if you are still watching, there is a good chance you care about building real wealth, not just looking rich. So hit the like button and subscribe if you have not already, because most people watching these videos are still not subscribed. Because the more you understand the boring parts of money, the harder it becomes for money to quietly control your life. Quiet thing number 5, they choose freedom over flexing. This is where real wealth becomes very different from looking rich. A lot of people spend money to feel seen. They upgrade the car, the house, the phone, the clothes, and the lifestyle because it gives them a short moment of status. But rich people often ask a quieter question: what does this cost me in freedom? Because every unnecessary upgrade has a hidden price. It may not just cost money today, it may cost more years of work, more pressure, more fixed payments, and less ability to say no. That is why the rich are often careful with lifestyle creep. They may earn more, but they do not automatically spend more. They understand that the real prize is not having people notice what they bought. The real prize is having options. The option to leave a bad job, the option to take a break, the option to help family without panic, the option to spend time how they want. That is freedom, and freedom is worth more than impressing people for a few seconds. Poor money habits often trade tomorrow's peace for today's approval. Rich money habits protect tomorrow's freedom, even if nobody claps for it today. Because the real flex is not looking like you have money. The real flex is needing less approval from the world because your life is quietly becoming your own. Quiet wealth is built when nobody is watching. It is built in how you protect your time, how far ahead you think, how little you need to prove, what you choose to learn, and whether you care more about freedom than flexing. None of these habits look dramatic in the moment, but over time, they separate people who keep chasing money from people who slowly build control over their lives. The goal is not to judge anyone. The goal is to notice the pattern, because the difference between staying stuck and becoming wealthy is not always income. Sometimes it is what you do quietly with the income you already have. So pick one habit from this video. Protect your time a little better. Think 1 year further ahead. Stop buying proof for people who are not paying your bills. Learn one boring money topic, or choose freedom over one unnecessary upgrade. Do that quietly and consistently, and your life will start moving in a different direction. If this helped, hit the like button and subscribe for more videos on building real wealth quietly. And let me know in the comments, which quiet habit do you want to build first?